ファンク。
Another one I want to highlight for you and take you down memory lane is the EP called Spectrum, which was released on Omega Supreme Records in 2014. And some people would be aware that Omega Supreme is like the notorious label who was very active back in the day and was really pushing modern funk as a whole. And your Spectrum EP, now this is what I call a classic.
Oh wow! Oh man!
No pressure. No pressure.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yeah. Wow.
Nah, but seriously, it's like, I think it's obviously one of your first, obviously before the albums and stuff. It's like it's one of your first pieces of an EP of modern funk as well.
Yep.
Because just to say, for people who might not be aware, is that obviously yourself, even like myself as well, we have hip hop backgrounds, right?
Right.
And
exactly. Yep.
obviously it went to a certain direction as well, is that modern funk emerged on the scene, and a lot of us heads will start going in that direction naturally. Especially when we got people like Dame Funk and stuff, who's also pushing that movement as well.
Yep. He's definitely he is the OG of this whole modern funk era. He's the daddy. Everybody, you gotta give it up for Dame Funk. You gotta he's opened up the door for that thing to be what it is. So you gotta put some respect on Dame Funk for sure, 100% all day. Let me say that. But just to get that out the way. No, but my background is like primarily a hip hop background. When I first started making music, I had an old Sonic EPS sampler, and it's like some little janky turntable and like a couple stacks of records, and I was getting my hands dirty that way. Then I got rid of that, and I got the MPC 2000 XL, and I was doing that, and it got to a point where I was like, wait a minute, some of these records I'm chopping up and sampling, I'm like, I wonder if I could try to do that myself with some instruments. So I tried to use I think the first synth I bought was a Roland Alpha Juno 1. But I got it at the time. I had no idea what I was doing with it because it wasn't what I was used to seeing as far as how synthesizers operate. They had these little membrane buttons and switches and all this menu diving and stuff. And I was used to seeing things like mini moogs that had knobs. Okay, you turn this knob, it does this. You turn that switch, it does. It was, the menu diving was a little bit above my pay grade at the time. I mean, of course, if you hand that to me now, I'm as good as gold. But at the time when I was first getting into it, I had no idea what I was doing with that thing. But then I had that for a second. Then a few years later, I got a micro Korg, which was a lot of people's first synth was a micro Korg. I think that was my second synth. That thing, the micro Korg just turned 20.
Wow.
Yeah, the micro Korg. Yeah, I saw on Korg's Instagram, the micro Korg just turned 20 years old, like last week sometime. That's crazy. I actually have one here now. It's not the same one I had back then, but I do have one in here now. You gotta have a micro Korg just because.
Yeah.
Just because.
And do you still use it?
Every once in a while, I'll turn it on. I'll pull it off the shelf and turn it on and run. Because you can, not only is it a synthesizer, you can also use it as an effects processor if you want, because it has some effects inside of it. You could run other instruments or samplers or whatever into it.
Right.
And use it that way. I mean, there's so many different ways to use it. I mean, of course, it has the vocoder. I have like 2 other vocoders, but it's nice that you can never have enough vocoders. I don't think they're fun to use sometimes whenever I get to use them.
Nice. Yeah, it's really nice to hear these details, because myself, my knowledge when it comes to these machines and instruments is minimal.
I'm a big nerd. Just a fair warning. I am a big nerd when it comes to that stuff.
Well, I just want to say you're right at home here on Studio Funk. Then
that's what's up. Yeah,
we don't cap it around here. We can go into the details, no problem. But because just to say, I always find it interesting when watching your live streams or any footage of you just like playing with your instruments and such, is that you've got many things hooked up in various different ways, and it looks like science, man.
It really is science, man. It's like I spent some time in here, a few days ago, actually. I was in here rewired because I'm always like rewiring things, trying to find the most ideal setup with what space I have and with all the stuff I have. So I think I figured something out. I mean, it's always going to be a work in progress. But for right now, I'm good with how I got it set up. I think it's a lot more functional than I had it before.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can just hop in here, turn something on. Everything is to where I can record it. I press a note on my Mode grandmother, bing, you hear it, you can record it. Everything is hooked up.
Wow.
So I'm ready. I'm like ready to go, and I haven't had it like this in a minute.
That's impressive.
So yeah, and I'm staring at this. I have this Soundcraft mixer. It's like a 12-channel mixer. I think I only have one channel left open. I used all of them. All the channels have been used.
It's funny you mentioned the Soundcraft because it might be the same mixer that I'm actually recording our interview through now.
Is it the EPM12?
It's a Soundcraft Signature.
Oh, you got a Signature. Oh, the Signature. I do have a Signature too. I have a Signature 22.
Yeah.
The big blue one. Yeah.
Signature 12 multi-track Soundcraft. It's amazing.
Is yours black or is yours blue?
Black.
So you got the one where you can actually separate and split all your channels and separate. See, I wish I would have got that. See, I got my blue one. This is before the black one had come out. I would totally get that one. I would need like a 20. I would need like a 24 one though. I know Tascam. They just recently, not long ago, came out with one. I think it's called the Model 24, where it's like that, where you have 24 separate channels of audio. Yeah, that might be a move for next year.
Do it, man. Do it.
Yeah.
Because it takes me back to a time when I was looking at like buying a mixer because I knew I wanted to have something going to be versatile going forward. I looked at the 24s and I was like, man, that's a lot of channels for me.
Yeah, 24 channels ain't for me. 24 channels is not, I would eat 24 channels up in a heartbeat. I might be getting to the point I need 48. Yeah, it's crazy in here, man. Because what happens is like sometimes I might have a mono instrument which would require only a single channel. But if I plug it into a stereo effects pedal, then I'm going to need 2 channels, and then it adds up, and then it adds up, and then yeah.
Right.
I'm good for chewing up mixers.
Yeah. So just to ask you then, and obviously talking about your setup and getting everything in order. Was doing the live streaming, like when you started doing that, was that like the moment of like, right, I got to really like get everything into a place how I want it to be so I can efficiently stream?
Exactly. It's all about productivity and efficiency in here. I try to be as productive and efficient as possible. And sometimes it doesn't work that way because you're trying to figure it out. And while you're trying to figure it out, you're running into all these little roadblocks and you have to troubleshoot this and that, which takes time. So it's not as efficient in that particular moment. But down the line, once you figure it out, it becomes a lot more efficient.
Right. Yeah, because it is really impressive. When I first saw your setup for Twitch, because I was just like, I remember thinking to myself at the time, I was like, man, it looks like you're in some like proper studio because you got like some CRTV like on the front and that, showing some visuals. And that was really cool. That was really cool. And I was
and you know what? I can't take credit for any of that. My wife, Michelle, she's the one who designed my whole set.
No way.
Yeah, my wife, she hooked it up. Yeah.
Shout out to her. Shout out. Big shout out
to wifey. Yep. She hooked up the reel to reel. Just put it on. Designed my front set like that. She hooked. Yeah, she did all of that. I remember I was out one day. And while we were still, in the early stages of building this thing, I was out one day and she texted me a picture. I was like, whoa, that looks dope. And it was, had the reels with the TV. I'm on my 3rd TV right now. I had an infamous incident one time. You have to hear about this. This is crazy. I just thought about this. I was streaming one day. And out of the back of the TV, there was smoke coming out of the TV.
What?
The TV was like burnt out. Oh man, it was embarrassing and hilarious at the same time. And it was crazy because was crazy because at that particular time in that stream, DJ Spinner was in there.
Yeah.
I was like, this is really happening. Yeah, that was a trip. Then I got another TV, but it didn't really function the way I wanted it to. The picture was bad on it. But then I went out to a yard sale and I found this TV. I was like, okay, yeah, this is perfect. So now there's the one I have right now is the one that I'm probably going to have for the longest time, because I feel like it works properly, like a TV should work.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to imagine like watching the stream and smoke just appearing up.
Oh, it was yeah.
It'd be like, yeah, I'm
You
playing
had to
that
be
heat.
there.
I'm playing that heat.
Yeah, big. That's what people were saying. Like, you playing all that heat, man, and making the TV. That was great. I kind of wish I would have acted on it, but somebody was like, "Yo, you should make an emote that has like a TV with smoke coming out of it."
Man.
Oh man.